Hi, I'm Jen,
Hi, I'm Erin.
and we're Life Beyond the Scale.
Welcome back. We are so glad you're here. If you are new, we're so happy you've joined us. We are coworkers and friends, and we've started this podcast. We are here to prove that life after 40 isn't a slowdown. It's a brand new chapter full of strength, style, and self discovery. We're so glad you're here.
We're here to talk about yoga pants today. Are they our friend or are they our enemy? We're going to do a short, fast podcast today talking about the dangers as well as the pros of yoga pants and maybe what the solutions are if you're on a weight loss journey. So stick around and we'll dig right in.
Jen, I just love this topic. It made me think about 1992.
Oh,
1992, stretch pants and stirrup pants were really quite
I
popular
hated
with the
sturdy.
long tunics. You guys remember that? And I just gotten married and I started wearing those. That is my outfit. And I stopped wearing my jeans. And all of a sudden, I wasn't also getting on the scales because I was such a happy little newlywed. And then one day I went to put my jeans on and I couldn't understand why they wouldn't even hardly even come up. I thought, well, what's been going on? My clothes fit. I've been wearing stirrup pants and tunics every day instead of wearing jeans. And it was a big old wake up call for me. Have you ever experienced that?
Yes, maybe not in the 90s. I hated stirrup pants. They always just pulled down in the crotch,
Oh,
drove
they
me
hurt.
nuts.
They hurt.
However,
They
I
hurt.
do remember the style and the era. My problem came in 2020 with COVID and the
Mm.
pandemic, and learning that although I was working from home, I really only needed to get dressed from here up. I even knew that
Yes.
there was a filter on Zoom, so I didn't have to worry about putting on makeup. But from the waist down, I might have been in some stretchy pants, some sweatpants, or maybe even my husband's pajama pants. And the same thing happened, right? Like our mindset was, where is the world going? When will we even get back out into the real world? Will we ever see outside of our homes again? And so I really didn't have that urgency or even that desire to wear real pants again. And then, we got the call like, hey, who can come back into the office? And none of my pants were going up past my thighs. And so I saw how quickly, and about 10 pounds worth of ignorance, I guess, had just kind of popped up in a very short amount of time because of the yoga pants, right? Like, let's be honest, they're soft, they're forgiving, they're comfortable. That's the perfect uniform for exercise, right? They're going to stretch with our bodies. They can be very forgiving. But now we're wearing them as our uniform day to day running errands, and that forgiveness might not be very helpful.
How many of us have put them on with high hopes that we were going to get to the gym or go for a walk, and they stayed on all day, and we didn't ever change back into regular clothes thinking, well, I'll get to it. But we had the feeling of like, this feels so comfortable and nothing is pulling at me or tugging, and I just feel great. But those clothes, as wonderful as they are for working out, they don't hold us accountable or give us the information that we need. And somebody said, "Well, who wants that information?" And I'm like, "Yeah, but you do want that information because all of a sudden, instead of the pants just being a little bit tight, they don't even pull up or zip at all." And if you've been in that situation like I have, I found myself crying on the floor of my closet, like, oh my God, how did this happen? How did it happen? I literally could not figure out how did this happen?
Right. And it's kind
Yeah.
of working against our goals, right? Like if your goal is to lose weight, and I know not everybody, listening today maybe is in that situation, but I love that you brought up the mindset because I think there is that false security that not only am I wearing maybe a workout uniform, but now my mindset almost feels like I'm being healthy because even if I don't go work out or take that walk or go to the gym or do a yoga class, I'm dressed for it. So I'm giving the appearance, and that psychological conversation in my head is like, but you could, right? Like you're
You
pulling off the
could.
look. And so maybe now I don't need to take action because I'm dressed for the part, but I don't have to actually do anything about it. Right. And so it's working
Ooh, that's
against our
good.
goals. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very good point because you're like, all right, it looks like it. I wanted to, but I didn't do it.
Yeah.
So, how to work around that? What are the
Right.
solutions?
Well, if we think about the stretchy pants, yoga pants, whatever that might be, they move with you, right? You mentioned maybe 10 pounds that you didn't even notice happening. But once in a while, if you throw on a fitted outfit, maybe a pair of jeans, a pair of pants with a waistband, there are those subtle cues that, ooh, these are a little tight. I can only stand up in these pants. Did you have to lay down and, do the wiggle and jiggle to get them on? Those are subtle
Yes.
accountability tips, as well as in the opposite effect too, right? Like how wonderful that it feels mentally and physically when we pull those pair of jeans out of the dryer and they slide right on. And we're like, oh, I'm doing
Right.
good, right? Like they're looser. I can feel that without even getting on the scale. My jeans have just told me I'm on track. But oftentimes, the jeans sliding on after weeks or days of wearing the stretchy pants, it's too late. I've gone from, ooh, they're getting tight to dang, they don't fit. So one of my
Yeah.
solutions would just be don't throw away the running errands uniform or the going to the gym uniform, but decide for you what's that right amount for you that it would benefit you for a little accountability to put on a pair of jeans once or twice a week. Not even
I
saying you have to
love
leave the
that.
house in them, but let's try them on and let's give ourselves a little reminder of where we're at.
I
What
like
about
that.
you?
At one point, I just decided it's time to bite the bullet. It's time to go buy the next size up. That it was quite obvious. It didn't matter. They were not going to be the kind of pants that I would be able to get through a day in them. And instead of torturing myself with the constant reminder of, like, when you take them off at night and they've got the marks all over your
Oh,
skin,
yeah.
I decided, you know what? I don't want to spend the money on it, but I don't need to feel bad about myself at the same
Mhm.
time. So going and buying the next size up and then putting them on and wearing them more regularly. It seemed to be for me, the cue for me was every time I thought I can't wait to go home and change into my sweats. That was my, like, oh, I need to leave these pants on. I need to leave these because it would remind me of what my ultimate goal was, that I didn't want to be wearing the sweatpants. I wanted to be wearing the dress pants or the jeans. So sometimes it's small baby steps to get there, especially if you
Mhm.
have gained, like I think mine was 15 or 20 pounds. That doesn't come off overnight. And
Right.
so to be able to be self-accepting, and the putting the pants on isn't meant to torture you. It's
Right.
just meant to give you information. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm reminded of the Friends episode where Joey has on, I think they were Phoebe's maternity pants and they were his turkey
Yes.
eating pants and he would stretch them out. As we're heading into this, I mean, I know we're still in summer and I'm not trying to push us out of summer yet, but as we head into the fall and winter, I like to call it the eating season where all of the holidays are
Yes.
really focused around meals. Maybe even considering wearing a pair of fitted pants to one of those events, right? Because we don't want to give ourselves permission to just say, hey, I'm not going to notice if I'm overeating. I want to recognize if I'm if I'm doing the sigh, if my stomach is telling my brain that you've had enough, but my pants are being like, nah, girl, you're good.
It's not just about how the pants are fitting and the number on the scale. It also could have anything to do with perhaps diabetes numbers or high blood pressure numbers. Those things are also affected. When the pants are a little bit too tight, those numbers. So if the thought of, like, I don't want to focus on, oh my gosh, it's a size or it's a number on the scale, then perhaps it's a number of medication or a trip to the doctor's office that you want to hold everything at bay. Does that make
Absolutely.
sense?
Absolutely. Right. Like we're more than that number on the scale. But what is
Yes.
important to you along this journey? Like, is it working for your goals or is it not serving us at all? And if it's not serving you, it might be time to ditch the pants. Sometimes that real life feedback is our best accountability.
I love that. If that size is taunting you, go up, move on, revisit.
Mhm.
Revisit when you're feeling fresh and strong, especially when you've got some momentum going on. Yes.
Absolutely. Right, because you could get that positive feedback as well when they're feeling
Yes.
a little more comfortable. So, if this is
100%.
something for you, maybe just do a little evaluation this week. How often are you wearing the stretchy pants? Are they serving you? Are they helping you work towards your goals or against your goals?
Well, thank you so much for being here with us. Call to action. If you like what you see, please give us a comment. Give us a thumbs up if you really enjoy it. We love any feedback. If you're interested, please subscribe to the channel. That way, it lets YouTube know that you are interested and gives them that information to push us out into the algorithm. And we appreciate any help we can get with that. So we will see you guys next week. Have a wonderful week.
All right, bye bye.